Today on the channel from McFarlane Toys, She Spawn. Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another McFarlane Toys Spawn unboxing and review. And from Spawn Series 2 today, we've got She Spawn. But for all your McFarlane toy needs, including Spawn figures, hit up Big Bad Toy Store. Link in the description below. So today, She Spawn, another 90s Spawn character I had. However, my brain does not correlate this version of She Spawn with the old one I had. Correct me if I'm wrong. I might have had the Spawn, She Spawn back in the day. I believe it was like bald. I thought she had like a bald head, maybe like face paint or paint on her head. Something to that effect. I just don't remember this big, long, flowing red mane she's got going on here. But I could be mistaken. It has been many, many years. But She Spawn's an interesting one. When this was announced, I gave it the old, what are we doing here? As I believe this is a $40 price point on this figure. I think that's what I ended up picking it up for. Seems very expensive for a smaller, regular-sized McFarlane toy figure, but I guess the selling point here is the deluxe packaging and all the extra weapons. Extra weapons are cool and stuff. I just don't know if it warrants that price tag. So my guess is some of you long gamers out there will play the old long game, which old Kyle needs to play more often. And we'll get this at a much cheaper discounted price in the future. I just don't see people wanting to spend $40 for this pack. I could be wrong. I might be wowed once I get this out of the package. We'll just have to find out here momentarily. But we're going to do this unboxing like we do all the other unboxings on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. So let's look at this big deluxe packaging. Very similar size to the Clown packaging. If you bought Clown from Series 1, that's kind of what it reminds me of. Nice big She Spawn down here, Spawn logo. Huge background showcasing all these weapons she comes with. Just a ridiculous amount of weapons with this one. And then, of course, the figure as well. 22 points articulation, McFarlane Toys. This little glamour shot on the side of old She Spawn. And it's been so long I can't even remember She Spawn's origin story. I don't really remember anything about the character at all. I don't got anything for you. I got nothing. It's been so long. And there you go. Get a little action figure glamour shot, Spawn, McFarlane Toys on that side. On the back, nothing. McFarlane keeping it up with nothing on the back, which is a little disappointing. You guys know old Kyle. He loves a good blurb about a character, especially when he can't remember about it. Maybe it could jog my memory or something. With the McFarlane DC figures, we at least get a trading card with a little bit of explanation, a little something. We don't get anything with these Spawn characters. So that is a little interesting. But it is what it is. So let's get her out of the packaging here. I should say the back, kind of a graffiti wall going on. Very interesting. She Spawn. 22 points articulation. Not messing around. And then you get that same kind of lightning effect that we saw with Cygor as well. So very standard in Series 2. I'll dig that stand out, but I got one right here ready to go. Gotta get my handy dandy scissors as well. All right, what do we got? Plastic prison, there she is. Look at all those weapons. I mean, some of these weapons are bigger than she is. Just absolutely crazy, but hey, guess what? I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Holy cow, we got so many twist ties. All right, let me cut her out, and we'll be back, and we'll be talking about She Spawn. All right, we're out of the package. Give it the old see you later. There it goes, and let's see what all the fuss is about with this She Spawn. I'm not sure if there's any fuss, but somewhere there's fuss, maybe. But let's take a look at all these weapons first. Holy cow. I think this is the selling point for this figure. Like I said, a little smaller traditional McFarlane figure, but all of these weapons, I guess, make up for the size is what we got going on here. First one that caught my eye is this big, massive machine gun. I don't even know what we would call this bad boy, but a nice black base to it. Then you got silver kind of accents, highlights throughout. You got some red wrapping on the handles on this one. And then you got this cool chain that kind of flings over the whole thing to give it a little bit more presence out there. Just a little bit more decor, decorations. But you got chains throughout on it. So very, very interesting. Good coloring on this one. I don't know. Very, very cool. But you can remove the chain if you wanted to. So you can slide that off if you want to use it somewhere else. Choose your own adventure, as we always say. Then you got this big old axe going on here. I guess we'd call this an axe. I don't know what you'd call this bad boy, but it is huge, very mechanical. Once again, you got the red wrapping to go along with the color of the character. You got a dark silver black wash to it. Big kind of sharp edges throughout, so a lot of multi-use axe here. You can chop, you can take heads off, you can do all the stuff you'd normally do with an axe, maybe even chop wood if you need to. And then you got a big old base, kind of a mace on the bottom there that could also be used as a weapon and also a stand at the same time. Huge, huge weapon there. Then you get a smaller knife, but man, this is a big old knife, like something you'd see, you know, like Rambo using or something like that. It's just huge. You got the old knuckle duster on the front on this one. Once again, you got the red wrapping going on. Silver throughout. Nice sculpting in on this one too. Some of the cracks and breaks in it. Like this knife has seen some things and cut through some things in its time. So we got that going on. We do have an extra hand. So one extra hand with her. She's got 2 hands to hold weapons, which I don't know anybody that wouldn't display her holding both weapons. You got so much stuff to choose from, you can't even put it all on her. So you need her to have at least 2 weapons holding. But then you got just an open hand here, depending how you view your hands and what you exactly want to do with your she spawn. And you get another machine gun. I don't know the names for these things. But once again, you got red wrapping around here. Getting a couple extra magazines on there is what she's doing, wrapping this. It does have a little bit of a silver wash to it, but a nice sculpt throughout on this one. A lot of details. When you really look in at this one, there is a heck of a lot of stuff going on. So very, very cool machine gun, we're going to call it. I don't know. Don't know my guns. Then you get the old long-range sniper rifle type thing going on here. Looks like something low light would use an old G.I. Joe. Very cool. Once again, that blackish silver kind of tone to it. You got the red wrappings, keeping these weapons uniform. You know these all belong to the same person. Got a big scope on the top. Just very, very cool weapon here. So pretty much every weapon you could want comes with this she spawn figure. So if you're into weapons, big weapons, I don't know what you could reuse them for, but there's always that possibility. You got them with she spawn. Now she spawn here is interesting. She's got the kind of same profile that I remember the female figures back in the day from McFarlane in the 90s when he came out with his first lines of toys. Like an Angela, a she spawn. They all had kind of the same legs, kind of same molding to the legs and stuff. So it just really does give a throwback vibe to this one. You're definitely going to need a stand for her, and she does come with a stand as we know, because man, that hair is going to be so top heavy. It's going to make her just fall over, so you're going to need a stand. And then also these weapons. I mean, these weapons are going to make her top heavy or forward heavy. She's going to be an interesting one to stand, especially if you don't like stands. You're going to probably be in trouble with her. But she does fit on a stand perfectly. Articulation-wise, 22 points of articulation. McFarlane standard at this point. Even the toe articulation here. You got the ankles, all that kind of stuff. I do like, and one of the big gripes I have, which I believe many others have about McFarlane toys, is that big ball in the ankle. It is hidden by the sculpting of her kind of jeans, I guess we'll call them, at the bottom. So I do like that, because I hate it when you can see that ball on McFarlane figures. You can't see it here, which is a big positive. Nice silver spikes there on the side of the leg. Black legs, you got red on the other side. Very colorful black, red, white going on here. She does have a little chain action going on kind of for a belt. She's got some bullets on the up top. She's ready to go. She's got a nice, if I can get to it here, she's got a nice silver skull thing on her shoulders here. She's got a right there in the chest area. She does have a nice leather coat going on. Green Spawn eyes, as we're used to with Spawn characters. A little bit of her face showing behind the mask. And then big time red whimsical hair, all kind of knotted up at the end, but very, very big, heavy hair sculpt on her. A lot of hair there. And then we saw the spikes down here. You also have them around the arm that goes through. She does have a knuckle duster going on her knuckles. Hands are removable, as we do know. Of course, double jointed elbows. You got the thigh cut, the bicep cut. Arms go every which way. Tons of articulation on these figures, as we're accustomed to. Double jointed knees as well. You can get her in all kinds of positions if you were so inclined. Waist got a lot of movement to it. The hair is a little limiting. It's a good, cool look, but it feels like every time you try to move it, it's like right in your way. So it does get a little bit in the way. I understand it is the character. It makes sense, but it's still a little, I don't know. I go either way on it. Her belt, though, that is chain, it is glued on the back, so you got to be careful with that. It isn't free floating around there. But a lot to like about this one. Very interesting, though. I don't feel this one is going to be flying off the shelves. You know, McFarlane, the Redeemer Spawn, the Raven Spawn, some of those, I don't think they've really resonated with the general public as much as, you know, the Violator's a popular one, but you can still find him. Clown is pretty popular. More well-known Spawn characters. This she spawn, I think, would sell fine if it was at the similar price point of like the Soul Crusher, around, you know, $22, $24. But making you pay $40 or more, depending where you're at for this one. I just feel like that is a bit of an ask for this, and that's why I think this will hit clearance eventually for you long gamers out there. I think if you have some patience, and you can be patient, you will be able to get a deal on this. GameStop, Big Bad Toy Store, all the usual suspects, I think, will knock this down when it doesn't really turn the pegs like they're hoping it would. That's what I think there. We'll do a little comparison here. How about her next to the old Soul Crusher right there? So very similar. Like I said, Soul Crusher, $22, $24. Feels very similar. You're paying that extra 16, 17 bucks for all these weapons. I'm just not sure if that's totally worth it. And then you go another $10, you get this Cygor. Some might say that's not worth it either. Cygor had a lot of high hopes for this one. A little bit disappointed. Of course, the big diaper. Don't like that aspect. And I wish we had articulated hands a little bit more on this Cygor. I think that is something that is missing. But as a whole, this She-Spawn, if this was around the 22, 24 price point that the Soul Crusher is, I would say, hey, this is a great deal. I really do like this. I do love it. But for 40 bucks and what we get here, not for me. But maybe you're a big She-Spawn guy. Maybe you're something along them lines. Everybody likes what they like, and they don't what they don't, of course. But for me, not worth the $40. But what say you guys out there in YouTube land? Is this for you at 40 bucks? Easy pass, play that long game. Let me know your thoughts on this one. And throw in Soul Crusher and Cygor. You picking up any of these? Let me know in the comments down below. And of course, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. Follow me on Patreon. Link in the description below. Support the channel. ProWrestlingTees.com. Support the channel. And then, of course, you can find me on social media at SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So for Cygor, She-Spawn, and the Soul Crusher, I'm the Kyle. I'll see you guys all real soon.